Hey, what's going on, everybody? I am back to make another video about the Sega Genesis Mini, as you can see on display, and I want to give my quick thoughts on the system and if I pre-ordered it or am I going to pre-order it. So first of all, I'm excited for this. Sega Fest 2019 just happened a couple of days ago, and they announced the Sega Genesis Mini, and Sega themselves is actually making the console, which is great news because, you know, at games or AT games or whatever, you know, they were the guys responsible of making the clone Sega Genesis consoles that you see in all over the stores and stuff. So, you know, I never bothered getting those because, not because it's like whatever, but, you know, since I felt that, you know, something is not right selling these systems at, you know, places like Walgreens and Family Dollar. I mean, I could understand if it's a Walmart or like a Target, you know, then I understand. But like places like that, I'm like, I don't know. So I was kind of like, you know, iffy about the system, you know. And I said to myself, I don't know, maybe I'm just gonna not pay attention to this and just play it on my emulator or whatever. So the good thing is that, you know, there's a lot of YouTubers that they do a lot of research on all these Genesis clone consoles, and, you know, when they're, you know, at games made them, you know, and I saw that and I'm like, let me see this. And, you know, there is like bad things with those Sega clone consoles that at games made them, and due to sound or due to like some bug in there or some glitchiness. And I'm like, yo, thank God I never ever got any of those clone consoles. So today I just found out that the Sega Genesis Mini is made by Sega. Well, not today, I just found out a few days ago. And some company called M2, something like that, M2, they are the ones that they are responsible of making the emulation for all the Sega games, all the Genesis games, which is a good thing. And they announced that they're gonna have a total of 40 games. You know, they have 10 that is already announced, and it's gonna come with 2 controllers, the power adapter, the cable, and yeah, 2 controllers. I said 2 controllers and the system itself, and I believe the HDMI cable as well. And this looks fantastic. Like, it's the first model Genesis, or the Model 1 Genesis console, the 16-bit one, and it looks great. It looks awesome. Now, I never owned the Model 1 Genesis, but I owned the Model 2 Genesis, the one that came out in the about, I think, in the early 90s. I got that one. My mom got it for me for, I guess, like a present. I don't know if it was a birthday present or a Christmas present, but she got for me one. She got me one, and I was like, whoa, is this awesome? And I actually got 4 games with it. I remember the 4 games was Sonic the Hedgehog 2, The Simpsons Bart's Nightmare. If you guys remember that game was amazing. I had Batman Returns, and I also had Batman Forever. And those are the only 4 games that I own, to be honest. Well, actually I own more, but later on down in the late 90s, I actually got a Sega Genesis. Not a Model 1, but again, a Model 2. And I'll tell you a story about that in a few minutes. And my story about, you know, Sega as a whole. But yeah, I'm excited for this. I own the Super Nintendo Classic Mini. I actually have one of these bad boys. I'm gonna do like a lot of Let's Plays on this thing, man, and I have a lot of emulation, a lot of games in this thing, including Genesis. But since they announced the Genesis, you know, I'm thinking about pre-ordering it. I haven't pre-ordered the system as of yet, but they announced it's $80, which is really awesome. You know, I think I got this. Did I get this for $80 as well? Yeah, makes a lot of sense. You know, since it comes with 2 controllers. It's the 3-face buttons, and the D-pad, which is cool. You know, I'm fine with that because that's the one I had for the Genesis. And yeah, man, and 10 games with it. And the 10 games that they announced down here actually, and I'm gonna scroll down here. Yeah, because HDMI and all that good stuff. So the 10 games that they announced Echo the Dolphin, which I never played the game, but I've heard about it, and it looks like a cool game. Castlevania Bloodlines. Now, honestly, I have never played Castlevania Bloodlines back then, but I remember when I modded my Wii, I modded it, and I played Castlevania Bloodlines on there, and that game is fantastic, but it's fucking hard. Holy shit, that game is hard. Like, it's not like really hard, but compared to all the other Castlevania games that I played, wow, that game is really hard. Obviously, I got the dude with the whip, but I don't know his name. I don't know if he's a Belmont. But yeah, it's like it takes place much later in the future, not in the future, but like 1900s or something like that. I don't even remember. But the game is fantastic, man. I love Castlevania Bloodlines. That one, Space Harrier 2, I never played Space Harrier 2, man. I never had the chance to play Space Harrier 2. Although I did try Space Harrier 32X, and that game looks pretty badass. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's hard though, but it's pretty badass. Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine, yes, I did play this one, but I played this one on the Sonic Mega Collection. Back in 2003, I actually got the game on the GameCube, and I played it for the first time, and damn, that game is awesome. Hell yeah, I love it. It's like Tetris, but with with beans, and I like the concept. It's really cool. I like it. It's fun. Like, nobody talks about Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine. Holy shit, game is fucking fun, man. Shining Force, it's an RPG, but I never played that one. I played Phantasy Star, but I never played Shining Force. Toe Jam and Earl, that's a game I never ever played, but I want to try that. Comic Zone, I heard that game is pretty badass. Awesome game, but never played it. Sonic the Hedgehog, of course, I played Sonic the Hedgehog many times. That's nothing new. And Alter Beast, Alter Beast is fun, but it's hard. It's hard. It's a hard game. And then Gunstar Heroes. Never played Gunstar Heroes, but I have a couple friends that told me about it, and they say it's really fun to play with co-op. It's with 2 players. It's a lot of fun. So those are the 10 games that they announced, and then this looks promising. Now they announced 30 more games. Like, holy crap! It is $80. Yo, Sega is stepping up. Like, Nintendo only released like 21 games. Although $80 was a little too much for it, because they could have released more games. But yo, for the price, for 40 games and for what it's like giving you with 2 controllers, that's an awesome price. That's a really good price. That seems like a really legit price. I like that price at $80. Yeah, I would say the Nintendo, the SNES Classic, I will say $60 will be good. But I guess, or 70. I will say 70. 70 makes a lot of sense. But the games that they have on the SNES Classic are really good games, and those are true classic games, So I don't know, $80 is a little too much to me, but I would think 70 is the sweet spot for the SNES Classic. But as for the Genesis Classic, the Mini, because they're not calling it the Classic, they're calling it the Mini, which is fine. I like the name. It makes sense. It's good, man. I like it. It looks like a quality console, and I might pre-order this thing. Maybe in a week. I don't know. Maybe if I have the money, I'll pre-order it like in a heartbeat. Let's hope that they have it at they have more pre-orders like at GameStop or something like that. Let's see. Maybe. I hope it's not like what happened with the SNES Classic, where there was a limited supply, and there's only like a handful of people that they can actually pre-order the SNES Classic. Let's just hope that that's not the case with the Genesis Mini. I don't think so, but we'll see. I don't know if the demand is high for Sega. Sega is Sega. They're not like Nintendo, where Nintendo was like really popular and people will really buy it. But the scalpers out there, I'm pretty sure they're going to like go crazy for this and make a buck or two making these damn things, selling these damn things. So we'll see. As for Genesis, as like my story of it, and having the experience of having Sega back in the days, like I said, like when I was a kid, I had a Genesis and I fell in love with it, and I played a lot more Genesis games that I remember playing, like Streets of Rage, which is funny because I wanna, like, before I say about the story, like I wanna say another thing, because I forgot to mention that the 10 games that they mentioned here, I hope this is like a wish list, guys. I'm gonna do this on my next video. I wish they bring all the Streets of Rage games on the Genesis Mini, because that would be great. I love the franchise. I think that's my favorite beat 'em up of all time. Even though Final Fight's up there, and I like Turtles in Time, and I also like Maximum Carnage. Like those are like the top beat 'em up games that I enjoy playing, that I played in the past. But you know, let's hope that the Streets of Rage trilogy makes it on the Genesis Mini, since Streets of Rage 4 is coming up, and they didn't announce a date yet, but they're on development. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, I'm looking forward. If they're gonna announce any of the Streets of Rage games on there, but I'm gonna do a wish list of what games that I want show up on the Genesis Mini. So that'll be coming up soon. I'll make a video about that. But anyway, as for like Genesis itself, like, man, I'm just like really excited for this, man. Like I said, I owned the Genesis back then. I loved it, and man, I had a lot of fun with it, man. I remember playing some awesome, badass like Genesis games. I played, like I said, I played Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 3. I played Batman Returns. I had Batman Returns, Batman Forever. So the Sonic games 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles as well. I never played any of the Shinobi games, so that sucks. I always wanted to, but I recently been playing Return of the Shinobi, and that game is pretty fun. And it was ahead of its time. The graphics look very, very, very crisp, and I hope they add that game in there. That game is freaking awesome. That and Revenge of Shinobi, that'd be cool. Well, actually, no, I was playing Revenge of Shinobi, and that's the game I played. I hope they add that, and also Return of Shinobi. I think it's Return of Shinobi 3. I forget the name, but I hope they add both of those games. So we'll see what happens with the Genesis. I also played Golden Axe. Golden Axe was fun. I played Maximum Carnage, Spider-Man and Venom. Maximum Carnage. I played the original. I played X-Men on there as well. X-Men, Jurassic Park. I played a lot of games, and I had. Over all those games, I had a lot of fun. But I never played games like Gunstar Heroes like that. And I'm happy they're bringing that onto the Genesis Mini, and I get to play them and stream them. Like, maybe do live streams on it. Who knows? But it's fun, man. It looks like an awesome list so far. I really like it. I can't wait for the other 30 games to be announced. And I'll do a wish list of what games that I want show up on the Genesis Mini very, very soon. And also I want to say, I've also forgot, I also had played all the MK games that was on the Genesis. So yeah, MK1, MK2, MK3, Street Fighter Championship Edition. So yeah, for like the story, yeah, like I said, I own the Genesis, and it was like in 1990, I want to say 1994. I was 5 or 6. I think I was 6. Yeah, I was 6 years old, and I was coming from school, and then I got the Genesis, and I fell in love with it. And I remember a few months later, it actually like fried, and I was sad about it, and I actually missed the Genesis, and I was so sad. Oh man! But a few years later, actually, out of nowhere, there was this guy or this person, an anonymous person, like left a box of like stuff outside the apartment, and I'm like, let me check out this box. And all of a sudden, I see like a Genesis there, and I'm like, whoa! But it was not just a Genesis. He also left a Sega CD and a Sega Saturn, and I'm like, wow! Holy crap! He actually left all this good stuff in a box, and I'm like, wow, And I was like, towards the end of middle of elementary, I want to say this was like 1998 or 1999. I don't remember, but I had a lot of fun with it. I was playing. I remember we had MK3 on there, and I don't know what other game was there. I think one of the Sonic games. I think. But he left it out there. I'm like, whoa! I had a lot of fun, and I also played the Saturn, and I also played. I never played the CD, the Sega CD, because I didn't have any games for it, which is a bummer. But at least I had the console. I had it, you know, and it looked pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie to you. But yeah, man. Overall, man, I've had so many history with Sega. I never owned the Dreamcast until then. In about 10 years ago, yeah, 10 years ago, I actually got a Dreamcast, and I was like, whoa! I actually finally got a Dreamcast, and I bought it for like $25 or $30 or something like that. I'm like, yes, like I actually got the Dreamcast, and man, I played the living dog shit, or scratch that. Man, I played the shit out of that console, man. Oh man, I was having a lot of fun, man. What? So overall, you know, the Genesis is like it looks cool, man. I like the Genesis Mini, and yeah, I'm gonna go pre-order this. This is coming out September 19, and hell yeah, I'm gonna definitely go ahead and pre-order this. I will definitely do it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna go ahead and check this system out, because I do wanna mod it. I wanna do crazy things with it as well. You know, I've done a little crazy things with the SNES Classic, but I wanna mod it more. You know, because it's a fun console to mod, and I like the community. The community is cool. You know, the modding community. Excuse me. They're really cool, and modding consoles, having emulators on there, it's fun, man. It's awesome. I definitely enjoy it. You know, I like that. I like the scene. I do like it a lot, and yeah, I'm definitely gonna get the Mini. Hell yeah. But all right, y'all. So I'm gonna let you guys go. Let me know what do you think about the Genesis Mini, and what games do you want to see on the Genesis Mini. I know, again, I will do a follow-up on the Genesis Mini, but with the top 30, not the top 30, like a wish list of the games that I want on the Genesis. What games do I like to see on the Genesis? It's not 30 games like that, but some of the games that I want to see on there, so stay tuned for that. So, alright, y'all. I hope you guys have a great night, and be easy. Alright, y'all. Later.